Hello everyone and welcome to another episode. So I was browsing through my Facebook feed and this video came up.
Oh my god, this is so claustrophobic, bro.
Oh my gosh.
This is so sick.
Wow.
Are we pirates now?
Arr. I was supposed to make a video about a different topic, but this one seemed quite interesting. Apparently, it was a video made by MAKOi. You can check out the full video in his YouTube channel, and its title is Exploring Abandoned Ships in the Middle of the Ocean. Now, these guys were riding jet skis in the Anchorage area of LA Harbor, where, as we know, there are dozens of ships waiting for their turn to go into port. Let's watch a little bit of it first. I'll be skipping ahead to the relevant parts and give some comments as we go.
All these birds are just sitting here. It's such a big jump.
Oh, that takes a lot of guts. And I don't mean the part where they jump into the water. Climbing on or even just touching the anchor chain. I mean, a sudden shift and those chain links could twist and rip their fingers off. Otherwise, it's awesome. To be honest, I always wanted to try that, but for crew members, I don't recommend it. It's going to be an insurance problem if something goes wrong.
Let's go see some other boats now.
Okay, the next big thing.
When you get things imported, they come on these ships.
Yeah, you got that.
Alright, I'm gonna climb up this with Charlie. We're gonna go in. Oh my god, this is so claustrophobic, bro.
He actually climbed through the hose pipe. This is actually one of the techniques used by pirates to get on board a ship. So the hose pipe is where the anchor chain passes through. It's a very tight space, and like I said earlier, the danger is if there's a sudden shift, those chain links could make sudden movements or maybe twist, and their body parts might get caught in it and rip to shreds.
This is so sick.
Okay, when a ship is anchored in pirate-infested areas, there's usually some piece of metal there, just to prevent exactly that kind of unauthorized access. I hate to say it, but there's a big lapse in that ship's security measures. Wow.
Are we pirates now?
Arr. Good question. Well, according to maritime law sources, an act of piracy must include the following criteria. First, the pirates must board another vessel. Check. Next, the pirates must have the intent to steal or commit another crime. Well, obviously, they weren't there to steal and commit any crime unless, vlogging is a crime. Next, the pirates must have the intent or capacity to use force in order to commit the crime for which they boarded the vessel. Well, they weren't carrying any weapons, and as far as we know, they had no intentions to commit a crime. So, with regards to the question,
Are we pirates now?
Are we pirates now?
sorry guys, but no, you're not pirates. Almost, but not quite.
We literally just boarded a ship.
I mean, the look on their faces, they're having a lot of fun with this, but are quite nervous at the same time.
Holy crap. Yo, it's open over there.
That compartment is usually where the bosun's store is. It's quite normal to have lights on in there, but it doesn't necessarily mean that there are people in there at the moment.
I feel like we should just jump off there.
I don't want to push our...
That's actually true. They shouldn't
I don't want to push the
their
luck either. But this is really, really, really cool.
Based on the video's title, Exploring Abandoned Ships in the Middle of the Ocean, it would seem there aren't any people on board. But those ships are not abandoned. everyone's just inside the accommodation area. I'm willing to bet the bridge officer on duty had already seen them and alerted everyone, and the ship's crew was most likely watching them from the bridge while preparing for anti-piracy procedures. I wouldn't even be surprised if the captain has already called the Coast Guard and asked for help about a possible hijacking scenario.
Look how big this rope is. What the crap?
Dude, this is so gnarly.
It's actually fun to see people being surprised when they board a ship and be amazed when they see the odd objects on board. It just says a lot that what goes on board ships is something that is rarely seen or almost never seen by most people. It's almost like a different world that only a few can get a glimpse of.
I feel like someone's gonna come out and say something.
No, there won't be anyone coming out. In situations like this, when unidentified persons manage to board a ship, the primary goal of the crew is to lock up the accommodation area so nobody gets in. Although I'm actually surprised nobody from the bridge called them out through the speakers or the megaphones and gave a warning that the Coast Guard is on the way. Normally, that would scare the crap out of intruders, and most likely they'll scramble for the nearest rail and jump overboard.
Sorry, I don't know if it's been really blurry or not on my camera. What?
This unit's under fumigation.
Alright, so Charlie saw a sign. He said he saw that sign, so it's not...
Fumigation? No, that's an old poster from 2016.
I don't think anybody's on this boat right now. I think
No, there are definitely people on board, and they're most likely watching you.
Really?
fumigation.
Okay,
You know
well,
when they have the big tents over houses?
Okay, so you know, there was one of these open. There's two of them open over there with lights on.
Restricted area.
Actually, almost all compartments on a ship will be marked as restricted area. This is to prevent visitors or stevedores from entering those compartments.
Yeah. That's why I was like, should we just get out? Insanity, bro.
I just got on that boat and jumped off of it. C'est la vie!
The captain on that ship is going to have a lot of explaining to do to the ship owner and managers. Now, for Corey Funk and the other guys who made this video, it was a fun experience, and honestly, I did enjoy watching. But unfortunately, I suspect they caused a lot of problems for the captain and the crew. I mean, I could only speculate, but if this sort of thing happened in the company I work for, the managers and the ship owner will be all over the place, and the captain will have to do a lot of explaining on the phone, through email, you know, the works. You may have noticed me smiling a lot while watching, but that's because I was imagining myself in the situation of the captain. Now, there are two possible scenarios here. First, if the captain didn't make an incident report about this, it could be a big problem for him. But if in case he did file a report and inform the ship's managers, and also if he initiated anti-piracy procedures, and all of that has been properly documented, then I don't think it's going to be a very big mess, especially if the captain alerted the Coast Guard. In any case, at the very least, this would probably trigger a fleet-wide alert and remind everyone in the company to strictly implement ship security procedures. And most likely, a bunch of additional trainings and drills for the crew. One other thing, over the years, I have seen a few videos on social media of people doing stunts like this on or near ships. Some of them were actually way more dangerous than the ones that Corey just did. Now, I don't want to be a party pooper, but please don't do these things. I mean, it's good if nobody gets hurt, but eventually something may go wrong and someone may get injured or worse. And if that happens, the ship, the captain, and the crew will be put on a spotlight, and some people will even try to put the blame on them and, cause all sorts of trouble. I mean, come on. These seafarers are already stressed out due to the nature of their work, spending many months away from home, away from their family, and these days not even being able to go ashore to blow off some steam due to COVID restrictions. So if someone decides to pull a stunt on a ship and it goes horribly wrong, imagine the additional pressure that's going to be piled on the shoulders of the captain and the crew. Anyway, thanks to Corey Funk for making this video. It was entertaining, but more importantly, it was also very eye-opening, and hopefully would serve as a reminder to seafarers all over the world to seriously implement the ship security procedures. I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you have questions, just leave them in the comments section. Once again, thanks for watching, and stay tuned for the next one.